Most people believe acid reflux pills are among the safest medications ever created. In fact, many people take them every single day for years without thinking twice. But what if I told you that one of the most commonly prescribed medications in America may be quietly starving your brain of a nutrient so important that without it, your memory begins to fail, your nerves begin to malfunction, and your risk of cognitive decline rises dramatically? What I'm about to show you could be happening inside your body right now and you'd never know it. Because the deficiency develops slowly, silently, year after year. And by the time the symptoms appear, most people blame aging. They blame stress, they blame genetics, they blame getting older, but often the real culprit has been sitting in their medicine cabinet all along. I'm Dr. Amelia Carter, and today we're talking about acid reflux medications, vitamin B12 deficiency, and the hidden connection to memory loss and dementia that almost nobody discusses. There are 7 warning signs I want every adult over 60 to know. And I'm going to walk you through every single one. Stay with me because sign number 7 is the one that scares me the most. It's also the symptom most doctors miss. Before we begin, comment below. Have you ever taken an acid reflux medication like Prilosec, Nexium, Prevacid, Protonix, or Omeprazole? Just type yes or no. And if you're trying to protect your memory and stay independent as long as possible, give this video a thumbs up. It helps us reach more seniors who deserve to know this information. Now, let's talk about a patient I'll never forget. Several months ago, I sat down with a patient named Margaret. Margaret was 74 years old, sharp, independent, retired school principal, the kind of woman who remembered everyone's birthday. She could tell you what happened at a family gathering 10 years ago and who wore what. But recently, something had changed. She began forgetting appointments, misplacing items, walking into rooms and forgetting why she was there. At first, she laughed it off. "Dr. Carter, I guess old age is finally catching me." Then things got worse. She got lost driving to a grocery store she'd visited for 20 years. Her daughter became concerned. Margaret worried she was developing dementia. The family feared Alzheimer's, but something wasn't adding up. Her memory issues were progressing unusually quickly. Then I reviewed her medication list. One medication jumped out immediately: Omeprazole, an acid reflux pill. She had been taking it every day, not for 6 months, not for a year, for almost 9 years. So I ordered blood work, and there it was: severe vitamin B12 deficiency. Her levels were so low that her nervous system was literally starving. Once we corrected the deficiency and worked with her physician on managing her reflux differently, something remarkable happened. Her memory improved, her energy returned, her balance improved. She wasn't cured overnight, but she was no longer declining. And that's the lesson. Sometimes what looks like dementia isn't dementia. Sometimes it's a deficiency, and sometimes that deficiency is being caused by a medication millions of people take every day. Here's what most people don't realize. To understand why this happens, you first need to understand what stomach acid actually does. Most people think stomach acid exists only to cause heartburn. That's like saying a car engine exists only to make noise. Stomach acid has dozens of important jobs. One of the biggest is helping your body absorb vitamin B12. Think of vitamin B12 as a valuable package locked inside food, especially foods like beef, chicken, fish, eggs, dairy products. The package arrives, but stomach acid is the key that unlocks it. Without enough acid, the package stays sealed. Your body cannot access the nutrient inside, and that's where the problem begins. Acid reflux medications called proton pump inhibitors, often abbreviated as PPIs, dramatically reduce stomach acid production. That helps many people feel better. Less acid, less burning, less reflux. But it also means less ability to extract vitamin B12 from food. Imagine shutting down a recycling plant because it makes too much noise. You solved one problem, but now the entire city can't process its materials. That's exactly what happens inside the body. Over time, less acid means less B12 absorption, year after year, little by little, until the deficiency finally appears. And when it does, the brain often pays the price. Let's talk about the warning signs. Warning sign number 1. Constant fatigue. This is usually the first symptom. Patients tell me, Dr. Carter, I'm exhausted. I sleep 8 hours and still feel tired. I need a nap every afternoon. Most people assume they're simply aging, but vitamin B12 helps create healthy red blood cells. These cells carry oxygen throughout the body. Without enough B12, oxygen delivery suffers. Think of red blood cells as delivery trucks. If half the trucks disappear, fewer supplies reach their destination. Your brain gets less oxygen. Your muscles get less oxygen. Everything feels harder. Daily action. If you're experiencing unexplained fatigue and you've been taking acid reflux medication for years, ask your doctor whether your B12 level should be tested. Warning sign number 2, numbness or tingling. This symptom gets ignored constantly. Pins and needles, burning feet, tingling fingers, numb toes. Many people blame circulation, others blame diabetes. Sometimes they're correct. But vitamin B12 deficiency can damage the protective covering around nerves. Think of nerves like electrical wires. Each wire has insulation around it. Vitamin B12 helps maintain that insulation. Without it, the wire begins to fray. Signals become distorted. That's when strange sensations appear. One patient described it perfectly. She said, "It felt like I was wearing invisible socks." That description immediately made me think of B12 deficiency. Daily action, pay attention to recurring numbness, especially if it affects both feet or both hands. Warning sign number 3, poor balance. This is where things become dangerous. Many seniors don't realize B12 affects balance pathways in the nervous system. Your brain constantly receives messages from your feet. These messages help maintain stability. If the signals become weak or distorted, balance suffers. Imagine trying to walk while someone randomly disconnects the GPS signal. You can still move, but navigation becomes difficult. Many falls begin this way, not because muscles are weak, not because bones are fragile, because the brain loses accurate information about body position. This is one reason I take long-term B12 deficiency very seriously. Falls change lives, they steal independence, and sometimes the cause is surprisingly fixable. Warning sign number 4, brain fog. This is the symptom patients hate the most. You know what you want to say, but the word won't come. You start a task, then forget what you were doing. You read a page, then realize you remember none of it. People often describe it as feeling mentally slower. Think of your brain like a city powered by electricity. Vitamin B12 helps maintain the wiring system. When the wiring begins failing, communication slows, lights flicker, signals weaken, performance declines. This isn't laziness. It isn't a lack of intelligence, it's biology. And the longer the deficiency persists, the worse it can become. Warning sign number 5, mood changes. This is the part nobody talks about. Vitamin B12 plays a role in brain chemistry. Low levels may contribute to irritability, anxiety, depression, low motivation, emotional instability. Patients often tell me, "I just don't feel like myself." That phrase gets my attention immediately, because when someone says they feel fundamentally different, I start looking for biological causes, and B12 deficiency is one of them. Think of neurotransmitters as text messages between brain cells. Vitamin B12 helps support that communication network. When the system weakens, mood can change dramatically. Warning sign number 6, memory problems. Now we're approaching the symptom that terrifies most people, memory decline, forgetting names, missing appointments, repeating stories, misplacing belongings. Again, this does not automatically mean dementia, but vitamin B12 deficiency can absolutely impair memory. The brain requires enormous amounts of energy and maintenance. Without adequate B12, those systems struggle. Researchers have repeatedly observed associations between low B12 levels and cognitive decline. The exact relationship is complex, but one thing is clear: a chronically deficient brain is not a healthy brain. That's why identifying deficiencies early matters so much. You cannot change your age, you cannot change your genetics, but deficiencies, those can often be addressed. Warning sign number 7. Symptoms that look like dementia. Stay with me. This is the warning sign I promised at the beginning. Severe vitamin B12 deficiency can sometimes mimic dementia. The person becomes forgetful, confused, disoriented, less engaged, family members become frightened, doctors begin discussing cognitive impairment. Yet, in some cases, a significant contributor is a nutritional deficiency. That does not mean every dementia diagnosis is actually B12 deficiency, far from it, but it does mean that deficiencies should never be ignored, especially when a person has been taking acid reflux medications for years. This is why comprehensive evaluation matters, because the earlier a deficiency is discovered, the better the potential outcome. Why older adults are at even greater risk. Here's the perfect storm. As we age, we naturally produce less stomach acid. We absorb nutrients less efficiently. We often take more medications. Then we add a medication that further reduces stomach acid. It's like turning down the lights in a room that was already getting darker. The effect becomes magnified. This is why adults over 60 deserve special attention when it comes to vitamin B12 status. The 5-step brain protection protocol. Now let's talk solutions, because awareness without action doesn't help anyone. Step 1. Review your medication list. Look for Omeprazole, Prilosec, Nexium, Prevacid, Pantoprazole, Lansoprazole, other proton pump inhibitors. Never stop a medication without speaking to your physician, but know what you're taking. Step 2. Ask about B12 testing. A simple blood test can provide valuable information, especially if you've been taking these medications for years. Step 3. Eat more B12-rich foods. Examples include beef, fish, eggs, dairy products, shellfish, turkey. These foods provide the raw material your body needs. Step 4. Support healthy digestion. Simple habits can reduce reflux naturally. Avoid large late-night meals. Remain upright after eating. Maintain a healthy weight. Limit trigger foods that worsen symptoms. Chew slowly. Eat smaller portions. Step 5. Protect your brain daily. I recommend a 20-minute walk, good hydration strength training twice weekly, quality sleep, regular social interaction, mental stimulation. These habits support healthy brain function regardless of age. Contact your doctor promptly if you experience rapid memory decline, new confusion, difficulty walking, frequent falls, severe numbness, unexplained weakness. These symptoms deserve evaluation. Do not assume they're just aging. Most people think acid reflux pills only affect the stomach, but the body is connected. Change one system and another system may be affected. That's why vitamin B12 deficiency can hide in plain sight. It develops slowly, quietly, for years, until the symptoms become impossible to ignore. Remember Margaret. She thought she was losing her mind. Her family feared dementia, but the real problem was a deficiency that had been building for years. The lesson isn't that acid reflux medications are evil. They absolutely help many people. The lesson is that long-term medication use deserves monitoring, especially when it involves nutrients that the brain desperately needs. Your memory matters, your independence matters, your quality of life matters, and sometimes protecting all three starts with asking one simple question: could my brain be missing something it desperately needs? I'm Dr. Amelia Carter. If you found this helpful, subscribe and join us for more science-based senior health videos. And before you go, tell me in the comments, how long have you been taking acid reflux medication? I'd love to hear your story. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.